Gratitude. What does gratitude have to do with your finances? Implementing what I'll be sharing in today's episode with no income change improved our financial growth by 10%. It's so simple to do, and you'll find yourself happier throughout the days and weeks. So let's do this. If you're ready to eliminate stress, struggle, frustration in your finances for good so you can create the happiness, financial security, solid family life, and long-term wealth you deserve, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Welcome back to another episode of Your Money, Your Life podcast, episode 6. We are here talking about gratitude today, being thankful where we are at. This is going to be really important, especially as we continue to live in an instant gratification society. We focus more and more on what we don't have, how we can hit that next level, what that looks like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think we've all heard of keeping up with the Joneses, and whether we want to admit it or not, there's a little bit of that pressure to fit in society, be up to date with trends and fashions and all those things, that keeping up with Joneses mentality. I hate to break it to you, but the Joneses are broke. Statistically, it's been proven that overall, we're about 80 to 85% happy with our lives. So that's only about 15 to 20% that we want to change. Overall, that sounds like a good statistic, right? However, we focus on the part that we are unhappy with and let it affect all the other areas of our life. Okay. This is why we talk about profit power-ups, because if you're unhappy with your finances, it's going to affect your relationships. If you're unhappy with your health, it's going to affect your finances. If you're unhappy with your relationships, it affects your health and it affects your finances. It all relates back to each other. And really, there is 7 pillars that we talk about within our finances to really have, or within our life, to have a well-rounded life, well-rounded finances. And finances is just one of those pillars. But again, they affect all together. That's why it's so important that we have these systems to help us grow in all areas of our life. Okay. We want to continue and grow, because if we are not improving, we are rotting. Think of like a fruit that's either ripening or rotting. There's really no in between. So where are you at? Are you continuing to grow? Are you continuing to ripen? Or have you kind of felt like you made it? Now we're in the rotting stage. I don't want to be in the rotting stage. So hopefully you're with me. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to ripen, because there's no in between. All right. So what is the solution? The solution is we start to focus on gratitude. What are you actually grateful for? Personally, and what I do with my clients is we write out 10 things each day that I'm grateful for. They don't have to be big things. They can overlap. They can repeat. Again, it doesn't have to be major things, but like actually put some thought into it. What are you actually grateful for today? So are you grateful for electricity? Are you grateful to be, for me, like I'm home with my kids. I'm grateful that I'm able to homeschool them so that we can create this life. I'm thankful for my husband's support so he can watch the kids. I'm thankful for others that are coming to help so that I have more time to spend time doing this and talking with you and working with clients. I'm thankful for, the opportunity to be on other podcasts, to have collaborations with other entrepreneurs. I'm thankful for, there's so many different things that we should be thankful for. So writing out a minimum of 10 things each and every day, it can be done in like 90 seconds. Because we have so much we can be thankful for when we stop and look at it. But if it's not something you're used to doing, it might feel hard in the beginning. We've started where we have the children. Well, it's been an off and on process for a while now, that we have the kids every night. It's been like at bedtime. Right now it's at dinner, which seems to be working well. That we'll ask them 3 things that they're grateful for. And what's really funny is Wyatt, my middle son, he's 5 now. And when we first started the process, I think it was originally like my mom, whenever they were with my mom, that she was more consistent, like with asking them. And he would get so upset. Like he would just sit there and cry and cry and cry. He did not want to tell us what he was grateful for. I know when I started working with him, I could get him to tell me a couple things sometimes, but he would just get so upset and he would cry and he didn't want to do it. So now he leads it at the table every night at dinner. He always asks us, he calls it your thank you force. So what are you thank you for? And it's super cute, but he's so genuine with it. It's so sweet. Like our minimum is 3, that we have the kids tell us 3 things that they're grateful for. With the 3-year-old Brooklyn, it's kind of iffy on what we get from her, but a minimum of 3 things from everybody at the table, myself and my husband included. And Wyatt is over there and he's just sharing and he's talking. I think last night he shared like 5 different things. And it's just like out of the abundance, again, his heart. He's happy to do this because we've learned to focus on gratitude. But it didn't start out that way. It started out that it was hard, that he didn't want to do this. So how I build this into my routine is I created a document in Canva that I print out. I have a clipboard. It's my gratitude and goals clipboard. So I print these out. I put them on cardstock because I like it to be a little bit more sturdy, but front and back. And I print them out about a month at a time. Yeah, about a month at a time. And I commit to it a minimum of 5 days a week. Like most things in my DMO, I try and give myself a break on the weekends because having rest and relaxation is important. Not that I'm not grateful on the weekends. I'm just maybe not committing to writing things out. If I feel led to, I'll still fill out the sheet. Or if I'm having a rough day, I'll still fill out the sheet. But it's not like a commitment like it is with my DMO during the week, Monday through Friday. So it's a simple little Canva doc. It has the 10 things that I'm grateful for on it, the date. There is also, what's the last section? Oh, the goals for the day. So I've already set my intentions the night before with like the productivity system that I use, but I kind of write down like generally this is what the focus is for the day. So today's focus had including this podcast episode written on it, but like just at a minimum, writing out 10 things you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be like this elaborate thing, which even though the Canva doc is not elaborate, if you want to check that out, I'll put something in the show notes so you can see it, but using a simple spiral notebook would be fine as well. But the important thing here is handwriting it. It is so much more powerful when you handwrite versus when you type things out. So at least speaking it out loud, handwriting it at best, but at a minimum, I guess you could type it, but I'm really urging you, take the time to handwrite it. It crosses the brain barrier and helps with us remembering it. I don't remember all the science behind that, but I know that's the key there. And when we handwrite things, it helps cross that brain barrier from, I want to say the left to the right, but don't quote me on that part. Okay. And then just a pro tip, if or when you're going through a really hard time, there's a challenge. I believe it was Ray Higdon that I first heard about this from, that they challenge you to write out 100 things that you're grateful for. And how fast you can complete that exercise shows how in tune with your gratitude that you are. Now, I had a challenge, it's probably been almost 10 years ago now, probably about 8 years, we'll say, that I had to write out like 100 things that I wanted for, it was like a New Year's resolution type thing. It was like 100 things that we wanted to happen. And they didn't have to be big things. Like I remember specifically putting on there because things were really tight for me then. I was still a single mom. I remember putting like having a new pillow on there, having socks without holes on it, like simple stuff like that could happen. But then this summer, I completed the 100 things that I'm grateful for exercise. I can't tell you how good that felt. There is nothing wrong with wanting things. And of course, we should always want things. And we even talk about like your vision and what you're working towards. But if we're not grateful for where we're at now, it's not as meaningful. So your challenge, complete the 100 things that you're grateful for exercise. It might seem like it's a little silly, but Hey, we're in November still. We just finished Thanksgiving here in the US. So why don't just try it? What are you grateful for? How are you moving forward with your gratitude? Are you going to take the challenge to write down 10 things that you're grateful for each and every day? You grabbing a spiral notebook, checking out the Canva doc, but share with me on Instagram at Aimee Cerka. Are you going to take the 100 things that you're grateful for challenge? Have you done it before? Or are you going to do it now? Send me a message. I can't wait to hear what you are doing. And we'll see you next week for another episode of the Your Money, Your Life podcast. Bye for now.